Hey there, lovelies. So I wanted to come on today to introduce myself, number one, first and foremost, but then also to introduce something that I'm so excited about, y'all. It is called Tea Time with Ty. Now, let me start off by really giving you a little background about who I am. I know that some of you may have come across my page and you may have seen me post cooking content, content regarding growing plants, crops, mostly hair, morning chronicles, lifestyle type stuff, all that good stuff. But you have not been properly introduced to me, so let me do that now. So my name is Ty. It's Taisha, but I go by Ty. I have 3 children, and I decided to start posting content because I am the type of person who loves to encourage people. I like to see people flourish, to see people grow. And in my personal life, I do a lot of things. As you can see, I have my hands in a lot of different spaces. I'm a health nut. Okay, all things healthy. I'm not gonna say that I'm 100% vegan, but because I'm not. But I am huge on respecting the temple that God has given us. So whether it is what you were eating physically, what you were consuming spiritually, is all about consumption. So I'm real big on that. Back in 2018, February, I was diagnosed with cancer, and it was cervical cancer. And I know that you guys are probably familiar with what cervical cancer is and where it comes from. But my case was a little bit different. My tumor had grown too big to receive the normal procedure, which would just be like a surgery and a hysterectomy type situation. So I did have to undergo chemo, radiation. And throughout this time, I discovered that a lot of the things that I was eating was contributing to the growth of that tumor. Not just the growth of that tumor, but just a lot of different things that I was experiencing in my own body outside of the cancer. I've always had hyperpigmentation. As you can see, I'm heavily melanated, okay? I've always had hyperpigmentation, and even when I was younger, the inside of my eyelids, like the part that is supposed to be pink, it literally has always been like a purple-ish color. And I used to always wonder why I had the large black circles around my eyes. I used to wonder why my eyes were more yellow than my peers. I used to wonder why a lot of things were the way that they were. But it was when I was diagnosed with cancer that I really began to do research, and I really began to see the difference in the foods that we were actually accustomed to eating. Things like pork, things like sugar, that would actually feed just all types of things. Chicken that has so many different steroids and antibiotics in it, that when we consume these things, we're consuming the things that those things consume. And then not only that, also in other areas of life. I was married for 15 years. So I was married for 15 years, and that definitely was an experience for me. And that's something that I'll dig deeper into as I go through my my story. But I experienced a lot. So one thing that I will say is, the first most important thing that you will ever do in your life is decide to follow God. The second most important thing that you will do is to decide who your spouse will be. That's very important, because even if you as a single being decides that you want to do right and your consumption is pure, the person who you lay next to, their consumption may not be pure, whether it be spiritually, physical, it could be a sexual thing, it can be just you ever heard the term that you are what you eat? You are what you eat, and that is every manner of speaking. So I know that I have went off on a tangent, but yeah. So basically, I'm all things health, guys. I'm all things health. I'm all things health. I love learning. I don't know everything. I don't claim to know everything. I am continuously learning, and I think that we all are. If you're not learning, then you're dying. But I'm a mother. I'm a mother of 3. I have a 16-year-old, I have a 17-year-old, and I have an 18-year-old. My youngest 2 are only 10 months apart. So some people call them Irish twins, but I absolutely love my children. I am that mother, okay? Like, I do everything. I go to bat for my children, point blank, period. That's it. That's all. If you come up against them, you come up against me, period. Okay? I love my children, but I don't uphold wrong from anyone, whether it's them or anyone else. So they already know how I get down when it comes to that. But yes, so I'm a mother of 3. I love to grow plants. Specifically, I really like growing a lot of different plants, but specifically right now, I'm really into cropping. Because we can consume that. I can eat it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm growing something from my own garden. I'm able to eat it, and I don't have to worry about what's in it or what's on it. I know that it's what it's supposed to be. So, and then I like watching it grow, because it definitely is symbolic of us and how we grow. But that is another thing that I do. I do hair. I like to cook. And this is really something that I really just kind of like fell into as I began on this health journey, because I didn't know how to cook nothing, y'all. I'm serious. Like, my mom will tell you, my sisters will tell you, like, I really didn't. But as I began to look into different ingredients and what was good for you versus what was bad for you, I started to understand all of the flavors and things like that. And as I am transitioning over to this vegetarian/vegan lifestyle, I'm also beginning to understand that it's not about what you prepare, it's about how you prepare it. That's how it's going to taste to you. Because a lot of people don't understand that we season our meat with vegetables. You see what I'm saying? So we season our meat with vegetables, which means that our meat tastes like vegetables. So if we really want to get that flavor, that's really what we're after, then we need to learn how to season our foods properly. And so, yeah, it's just a lot of different stuff, guys. So, okay, I've spoken enough about that. I probably spoke a little too much about that, my background. I'm a divorcee now. It'll be 5 years effective tomorrow, as a matter of fact, November the 24th. And I am now we're here. Tea Time with Ty. Okay. So this channel, Tea Time with Ty, is going to be a channel where I am essentially reading to you guys aloud. And it's gonna be an open forum via chat. So I'm gonna read you guys whatever excerpt that I decide to read. It may, I'll be reading excerpts from my own story, called Spilling My Tea. And then whenever I read them, we'll have a discussion. I'll ask questions. How did this person feel? What would you do if you were in this person's shoes? What would you do if you were a bystander to support this individual? And the reason why I'm doing this channel is because I do aspire to bring awareness to people regarding the struggles of their counterparts and how we could support. It gives a perspective by giving a lens into the lives of others. We all like to look upon someone else's situation, someone else's life, and judge them based on where they are. But you don't really know. You're only getting an outside look in. You don't know from the inside out. So just reading these excerpts, it'll in asking questions and being able to, critically think your way through that predicament, that'll help us get perspective, and then even help us to support someone that may be struggling with some of those same things in real life. And some of these books may be nonfiction, some may be fiction, some may be autobiography, some may not. I'm not quite sure what I'll read, but what I do know is no matter what it is, there's always somebody that may be experiencing that type of situation, or it may be similar to what someone else has experienced in the past. And so that's basically what it's going to be. And that's it, guys. So I'm super excited. I really hope that you come on this journey with me, because I feel like we can learn a lot. I feel like this could help somebody. I feel like it could, this is the way that a community can be created. So with that being said, I don't quite know. Just be on the lookout, okay? I was going to start today, but because I've already spent 12 minutes talking about other things and just the introduction itself, I will be on tomorrow, this same time. Look for me, and we're going to start this journey together. Okay? Bye.